So hello everyone, in this tutorial or in this series of tutorial we are going to learn about the Termux. So what exactly is the Termux? So Termux is terminal emulator application enhanced with a large set of command line utilities. Okay, so the main goal is to bring Linux command line experience to users of mobile devices with no routing or other special setup required. Okay, so it's going to be an easy one. Without routing we will be able to access all the Linux command through our Android devices. Okay, so that's great. So how does it work? So how does this Termux actually work? So the terminal emulator is basically an application that launches the command line program by using system call, okay, and redirecting to standard input, output, and error streams onto the display. So most terminal applications available on Android operating system work with a very limited set of utilities, which are usually provided either by the operating system or other routing tools such as Magisk. We have decided to go further and port common software usually available on GNU Linux system to Android operating system. Okay, so that's going to be a great. So Termux is neither a virtual machine nor any other kind of emulated or stimulated environment. All provided packages are cross-compiled with Android NDK and only have compatibility patches to get them working on Android. The operating system does not provide full access to its file system, so Termux cannot install packages files into standard directories such as bin, etc, usr, or bar. Instead, all files are installed into the private application directory. We call that directory prefix and usually refer as $prefix, which also an exported environment variable in the Termux shell. So do you guys have a knowledge about the Termux shell? So this, what is shell? So this shell is an interface. Okay, so it provides an interface between the user and the operating system. So user basically, what user basically do is to run the commands. So this interface helps to interfacing those commands and provide them to the operating system, and the operating system does the remaining things. So that's the concept behind the shell. And the another thing and the most important thing is this directory. Okay, so this directory where these $prefix are located, this directory cannot be changed or moved to any SD card. So why this happen? So the file system must have support for Unix permission and special files such as symlinks or sockets. So this file system of Termux have supported some Unix permission and special files such as symlinks or sockets. So these permission have to be guaranteed, so they don't need to we don't able to access them through our SD card. So that's the most important thing to be known. So the prefix path is hard coded into all the binaries. So this prefix path are hard coded into all the binaries. So these are binary number system, so this can't be accessed through SD card. So that's the thing. So in addition to prefix, users can store file in the home directory or $home available at this path. So this home path, this is the directory, this is the home directory of Termux. Okay, so that's where users can store different files. So okay, so if you want to learn more about the differences between the Termux and the Linux in a core or in depth, okay, so for these purposes I will definitely mention the link on my description section below. So go there and elaborate or express more out of it, get more out of it. Okay, so what can we do with Termux? So there are a number of common use cases for the Termux application, like data processing with Python, like programming in a development environment, to download, manage files, pages. Okay, so another important thing is that to learn the basic of Linux command line environment. Okay, so this is one of the major or most important thing, that is Linux command line environment. So to learn this basic of Linux command line environment, we will be able to learn a lot of things, lot of command, just by using our Android devices. Or to be noted that the Android devices was prerequisites and the thing that only need to have before getting started with what, with Termux. So another use cases of Termux was running any SSH client. Okay, so we will be dealing with remote server, etc, or That's the important thing. And synchronizing and backing up your files, so that's important thing or most important thing, probably the most important thing, to synchronize and backing up several files. Okay, so we will be going forward on, of course. Okay, so what next? So there are more than 1,000 packages in our repositories. Okay, so there are more than 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, and more than that. There are several packages there on Termux, and I don't going to list it each of them here. So just what you need to do is to go and source the several use cases of the Termux there. So I have mentioned few of them here, and you will search most of them by yourself. So what these packages do? So if these packages don't have what you are looking for, so okay, so there are packages, so the packages have their own purposes, these packages have their own functions. So according to function, they have several tasks, and they do their work from several method and for specific purposes. So that's how function works. But if there wasn't a function or there wasn't a package that fulfill your requirement, so in that case, what you need to do? So in this context, so what you need to do is, you don't need to be panic. You definitely build your own, you can compile your own. We have a variety of build tools. So these Termux have variety of build tools, including compilers for languages like C, C++, Go, Rust, interpreters. Okay, for common languages like Node.js, Python, Ruby are also available. So one most important thing you need to remind was that this Termux is not a routing tool. Okay, so you will not have any privilege to break the Android operating system security. So you don't have routing tools, so okay, you don't be able to do the things that will break the Android operating system security. So this is the major concern, and from this point of view, there was some disadvantage of Termux, but not at all. But so most of people are saying, most of the viewers from our channel and from all over the world was saying that, is root required to run Termux? So the answer was, normally Termux does not require device to be rooted. In fact, it's primarily targeted for non-root users. Okay, so if we root our Android devices, then what are the things that we will be get out of this Termux? So there are several advantages if we do root, and the advantages are modify our device firmware. Okay, so we will be able to modify our device's firmware. So this is the important thing. This is the security. From the security point of view, this to modify the device firmware was little bit harder, little bit out of the boxes, but we will be able to modify that. So we will also be able to manipulate the parameters of the operating system or kernel. Okay, so also non-interactively install or uninstall APKs. So several APKs we will be able to install or uninstall without the need of any permission from our so-called Android operating system. So we have also got the full read-write access to all the file systems on device. Okay, so that's going to have a lot of fun doing reading, writing, accessing all the files, and being the king of our own kingdom. Okay, so you have direct access to hardware devices such as Bluetooth, Wi-Fi modules, or serial lines. Okay, so for these purposes, also we need to root our Android devices. So also to install Linux distribution on top of Android through chroot. Okay, so this chroot is little bit one of the complex things. So we'll be able to do this to run this command. So overall, we'll be able to have, or we will be able to get full control, or we'll be able to access everything from our devices, from our Android devices, using if we root our Android device. So that's the most important thing. Okay, so we have discussed a lot of pros and cons of this Termux, and so that's the thing. So here are some tips from Termux wiki. So what are the tips? So the basic tips on how to use Termux and survive was learn shell scripting. So you need to learn the shell scripting. So shell scripting means several script or several command that you need to learn before getting started, before you start doing the blah blah things. So always keep your packages up to date. Run command pkg upgrade on regular basis, or at least before installing a new package. So okay, so you need to run this command regularly, because there are a lot of things that are updated by the community, no community but the developer teams. So what you need to do is to just upgrade that package to get full access. So another important thing is do backups. Okay, so you need to do backups. Without backups, you will be probably unable to roll back if something go wrong. Please note that software developers should pay attention to backing up dev files of used compilers, interpreters, or dependencies, because Termux does not provide older packages version and it is a rolling release. So that's the thing you need to be careful on. You need to have your own backup of several files. So do not execute things which you do not know. Review scripts downloaded from the internet. Always think about what you are typing to terminal. Okay, so don't do some random command. Don't just execute some random command. Do not ever dare to execute some random command. So if you execute such types of command, then it will definitely going to make your life damage. Okay, so carefully read everything that has been printed to terminal. Understanding the informational messages helps resolving issues which may occur. Okay, so you need to read everything that are printed to terminal before getting started with. There are informational messages, there are very important messages that you need to read properly. If you ignore, then it will definitely going to make your day bad. So that's things you need to understand before getting started with the Termux. So in this video I just take you through the basic concepts of the Termux. So from the next video, or from the next video on our whole tutorial series, we will be covering a lot of things. We will be covering a lot of command. We will be exploiting a lot of things on our terminal of Termux, and that's it. Thank you very much.